Princess Ariel, A number 1. Welcome back to my channel. This is It's the Journey. I am Jared, and you are very much appreciated for being here. So we are on week 2 of Wine and Dine and Dopey training. And I'm here today to talk about the Disney Wish. I mentioned it on my last vlog when we were catching up on all our travels, and a very specific question came to mind as I was watching those back. And that question is, what is your least favorite Disney cruise ship, and why is it the Disney Wish? So to get into it, last year Stacy and I, we went on 2 Disney Wish cruises. We were very lucky, we understand that, to be able to go on 2 Disney Wish cruises. The first one was the beginning of May. That was a 3-night cruise. And then the second one was a 4-night cruise in July over Independence Day and also over my birthday, July 9th, mark your calendars. So we do have a week's worth of cruising under our belt on the Wish, and I have some thoughts. So whenever I say, why is the Disney Wish my least favorite ship? It's not a bad ship. It's a very fine ship. It's an excellent ship. I just feel with the Disney Wish, there were definitely some hits. There are definitely hits, but there are also some misses on that ship. Misses that the other ships just nail, which is why I say it's my least favorite. So I kind of want to walk through what I like about the ship and also some of the things that I think they could have done a little bit better. So today we are out doing our run. This is Thursday, June 6th, and I am running, I think 5 miles today. I'm gonna try for it. I may not like it, but I gotta do it. I will see you in just a little bit. Okay, so at this point, okay, we're at the turnaround, 2.5 miles in, yada, yada, yada. At this point, we're 2 cruises in on the Wish. Let's go through some impressions. So first up is embarkation day. It had been 22 years, almost to the date, since our previous cruise on anything, let alone a Disney cruise. So going to the terminal, the cruise terminal at Port Canaveral, it was a nice memory. It was so nice being there again. The place looked the same yet different. They've remodeled, in the past 3 years. And then you walk onto the ship. This ship is enormous. It's massive. And everything is just at a scale beyond what you would even think. Beyond anything that you'd ever seen before. The old ships, the previous ships, they have atriums. Not this ship. This ship has a grand hall. It is 3 stories, an immense open space, so many people. There's a stage, like a legit stage, where they have shows. They have an elevated, balcony above the grand hall, up on the 3rd floor, where characters come out, princesses and their friends, their mates, their pals, their buds, their Eugene Fitzherberts. So walking into this ship, it is impressive, just the sheer scale. What we like to do on embarkation day is first get lunch, and then 2, kind of explore, kind of where we want to hang out during our cruise. And it's usually a lounge. So we go up to Marceline Market, which is this ship's version of Cabanas. again, it's just improved, right? The decor, not the layout. It's a buffet. I mean, how are you going to change the layout? They have a pretty nice sized coffee bar in there, which serves more than just coffee. It's a real bar too. They have all the stuff that you would expect on the buffet, on the embarkation day buffet, right? All the shrimp, all the crab legs, the carving stations, the chicken fingers. People go nuts about these chicken fingers. So, I mean, first impressions, it's beautiful. It's good food. We're having a good time. So then we want to pop around, poke our heads in to the watering holes and see what this place has to offer. Now, on our very first cruise, it was a little tough to find a spot. And because they have the bayou as their main big lounge. The thing that's different about this lounge is that it's on the main floor on deck 3, just kind of out in the middle of the atrium area, the atrium space. It's just behind the grand hall. So it's open on both sides. There's always people walking by. It's kind of strange. But then off of the bayou, you have Nightingales, and you have the Star Wars Hyperspace Lounge. But we went up to, I think it's deck 4. I want to say 4, where they have Luna, which is their nightclub kind of venue, and they have Keg and Compass. We poked our head into Keg and Compass, and it was empty except for the people working inside. And as soon as we opened the door and poked my head in, we got the biggest, "Hey, welcome, come on in, have a seat. What can we get you?" It was the bartender Abid from Indonesia and the server Tabari from St. Lucia. We instantly fell in love with these two. We spent probably a third of the rest of our time on the ship inside Keg and Compass because of those two. And Keg and Compass is from a vibe, from a aesthetic standpoint, probably my favorite, even more so than Star Wars. Shocking, but we'll get into that later. And then also on the first night, right, you've got your introduction to your restaurants that you'll be visiting throughout the cruise. So on this ship, they have 1923, they have the World of Marvel, and they have Arendelle, which is Frozen themed. And again, all of these restaurants are beautiful. The theming in them is top notch. I love what they've done with them. They make them feel like real lived-in spaces of the universe they represent. Even 1923, which, you know, a lot of people say is the least themed of the restaurants, I still love it because it has that Disney history and nostalgia of when Walt and Roy started the studio. They have old artwork and samples from the movies that inspired the ship, right? So you've got Cinderella, you have what else is in there? I think you have Peter Pan. Pretty sure Moana is in there. You know, they're all three gorgeous restaurants. And then our room. So we did 2 cruises and we had 2 different room categories. We had, on our first cruise, we had an inside stateroom, which on the Wish, none of the inside staterooms are deluxe inside staterooms. They're all standard, so they all get the single bath, which it was just the 2 of us for 3 nights. It was fine. Small? Yes. Cramped? Definitely. The bathroom situation is tiny, but they do kind of make up for it because the showers on the Wish in the staterooms, no shower curtains, actual glass doors that you can close in, so you're not just getting squeezed and squished by your shower curtain and the gross, disgusting wet plastic isn't touching you. So the shower is very, very much improved. But pro tip, and I'm going to share this with you because nobody's watching this anyway. You can go up to the spa, the Senses Spa, and in the changing room, which also serves the gym, that changing room is in the spa along with the gym and the rest of the spa. Anyway, you can use the shower in there, and those showers are floor to ceiling, 8 feet tall, and you have so much room. You get to use the Elemis, the spa products in the shower, so the shampoo, the conditioner, and the body wash. A lot of people like the H2O. I'm fine with it, but the Elemis, I really, really do enjoy that. But the rooms, so we had an inside stateroom on that first cruise, but on the second cruise we had a veranda stateroom, deluxe ocean view stateroom with veranda, I think is the category. So that did have the split bath. We also had our son Camden with us at the time too, so we needed a little extra space, plus the veranda, the balcony. That was our first time. It was our 4th cruise before we ever had a veranda. On a Caribbean cruise, yeah, definitely nice to have. I don't think it's necessary unless that's absolutely a must for you, unless it's your thing. Which for us, we wanted to do it. We needed to do it because we hadn't done it before, and we wanted that experience. So it was very nice. We did enjoy it, but I would definitely weigh the financials of it if it came down to being on the ship or not being on the ship, if that makes sense. But both of the rooms, the updates that they made from the previous ships to this ship, because I think the last ships, the Dream and the Fantasy, I want to say those began to sail in 2011. And if I'm wrong, I'll correct it. So, 13 years since they had last, finalized or started building, right, or started sailing their last design. So they weren't tired, but an update was a welcome change for me. The rooms were so bright, the colors were so light, that they just made the rooms feel so much larger than they really were. And with Disney ships in general, the staterooms are already larger than their competitors anyway. So to have that feeling of openness, brightness, the lighting in there was very fresh, very sharp and crisp, and just made the space feel very warm and open. So first day impressions of the ship were all positive, very positive, very much had us looking forward to the rest of the cruise. And I'm looking forward, not really, to the rest of this run. But I had to finish it up, and we'll close out for today, and then we can pick up on the rest of our thoughts on the Wish at another time. 5 miles and we're done for the night. Today is June 6th, and if you've been keeping track, which I know everybody has closely, sarcasm, I put out a goal for myself to close all 3 of my Apple Fitness rings for the June Apple Fitness Challenge 6 times. And today marks the 4th time that I'm gonna hit that goal just on June 6th. So remember my advice, set goals that you can reach. For the next time that we meet, I need to continue talking about the Wish, the rest of the cruise, the subsequent nights and days. It's probably gonna get a little more critical. I don't want to be negative, but I'm not afraid to be critical. But if I can, I'll sprinkle in some positive stuff too, because all in all, it's an outstanding time. It's a great time. And if it's between going on the Wish or not going on a cruise at all, you always choose go on the Wish. I will never, ever tell somebody to not cruise on it. And that's where we're gonna leave it for today. See you next time. Hey everyone, we're back. Okay, so had a few days to think about this a little bit, and where I left you off, I was all concerned about making the Wish sound negative. And I said I didn't want to be negative, but I didn't have a problem being critical. And in the time since we've last spoke, it's been about 3 or 4 days. It's Monday, June, what is it, 10th, I think? Yep, June 10th. And I came to a realization. That's how you say that. That the Wish just isn't necessarily for me. And that's okay. You know, not everything is for everybody at all. And that's fine. That's good. So the Wish, why I say that? The Wish it's princess themed. You know, and I'm a 40-year-old man. And it's okay that princesses aren't my thing. But I do love a good Disney princess. If you're keeping notes at home, Princess Ariel, number 1. But I mean, that's not what I really look for in a vacation. Sure, I go to Disney World all the time, but you're not surrounded by princess and princess themes. And that is primarily what the Wish is going for. That's the aesthetic that they're going for, is the princess, the royal princess theme. So with me being all uptight and concerned about being negative about it, that is A, not what I'm out to do, but B, realize that it's okay that it's not my favorite. And it's okay if it is your favorite. Everybody's different. There are some really cool things about the ship. I'm trying to get that sun, trying to get that sun out of there. But there are some really cool things about the ship that I do like, and that's what I want to share with you tonight. And, you know, just not worry about what I don't like about it. So here we are, getting ready to head out for this evening's run. I'm gonna do 5 miles. That's about what I've been doing, and that's about what I'm comfortable with right now, until I get a little bit more experience under these old legs again. So I'll see you in a few, and maybe I'll have some additional thoughts collected by then. Okay, had to call an audible. Not doing 5 miles tonight, doing 4. Not feeling it. That false sense of confidence got the better of me. I could, but my knee doesn't want me to. So get back home, get some rest, go back out again later this week. So wrapping up on the Disney Wish, I do want to list off some of the good things that I like about the Wish. One is, it's a beautiful ship. The decor, sure, it's princesses, it's not my thing. That doesn't negate the fact or take away from the fact that it is an absolutely beautiful ship. It really is, really and truly is a beautiful ship. It is massive. That, you could lump that into the pros and the cons list, really. Just because it is so big, there is so much space for all of the people, because they kept the capacity, the passenger capacity, to 4,000 which is the same as what it is on the Fantasy and the Dream. So in a bigger ship, more space for more people. More space, not for more people, but for more places for people to go. With that said, though, it does seem like the adult areas are a bit smaller on this ship for some reason. And for some reason, that reason could be because it is intended for families and for children. And yeah, adults go too, but that is not the primary audience. The kids spaces, the kids clubs, the teens clubs are large spaces and have enough room for all of those activities and all of those younger people. The gymnasium, it's indoors, which I think is a first. All of the other like sport venues have been on the upper decks, on the top decks. This one is indoors, air conditioned. It's a much more usable space. The Cove Cafe is beautiful. It's spacious, more spacious than on the Fantasy, or at least it seems that way. The Bayou, again, that's a plus, a positive, and a negative. But it is a bar, it is a lounge that is open to the public. It's open to public spaces, so people of all ages can walk through there at all times. The Keg and Compass, that one just, it strikes with my vibe, I guess, right? Because it's a beer pub, a brew pub, but it has a lot of those old like nautical themes to it, which when you're on a ship, how can you go wrong with that theme? We really enjoyed Nightingales. And the Rose is the lounge that is between the upper scale restaurants, so Palo Steakhouse and Enchanté. That is the lounge that serves and services those restaurants. It was okay. It's a very beautiful space, but again, just the vibe wasn't ours. The bartenders there, and I get it, right? It's a quieter space. The bartenders just were a little more reserved, not as interactive, not as social. And Hyperspace Lounge, the Star Wars bar, I so wanted to love this. And I liked it, I enjoyed it. But I can't say I loved it. The windows that they have out to space are impressive. There's no denying that. They are impressive. And the scenes, the animated scenes that they have on the the windows to space, they're picture perfect. And every once in a while, or every 15 minutes, or however often it happens, right, when they do enter hyperspace and you go to the next destination, it is exactly like the movies. It's just like being in the movies. But unless you're sitting at the bar and looking directly at those windows, it's not that impressive of a space. But the crew does a phenomenal job. The crew, the bartenders, they're very passionate about that bar and the drinks that they have in there. Some are very good, some are not so good. So it's just, to me, it's just an average space that they slapped Star Wars on. And again, I mean, look at this. I'm wearing a Star Wars Run Disney shirt. I wanted to love that space so much. But that was just one space, right? That was one space out of how many that I named that I did love. So again, I don't want to dwell on this. If you have the opportunity, take a cruise on the Wish. They're doing the 3-night and the 4-night cruises right now out of Port Canaveral. So if that's what you're looking for, that's the ship you're going to be on. And you will have an excellent time. You will enjoy yourself. You will not have a bad time. And I will not tell anybody not to go on the Wish. Disney, and again, I said that I haven't been on all of ships, but Disney has yet to make a bad ship. We'll see what World Adventure ship is out of Singapore. Well, we won't see, I won't see, but I'll see the reports, I'll see the reviews, I'll watch the vlogs, but I don't think I'll be getting over there to take a trip on it anytime soon. And the treasure that's coming out that is based on the same blueprint as the Wish does look like it matches my vibe. So they've got a Haunted Mansion lounge where the Wish has the Star Wars lounge. I'm guessing, right, just based off of the artwork that we've seen, that's what it looks like. The Bayou on the Wish is themed after The Princess and the Frog, and that space on the Treasure, I think, is themed after Adventureland? I may be wrong, and if I am, the word is flashing on the screen right now. And where the Kagan Compass location, that is, I think that's based on the Jungle Cruise. And again, I'm trying to go from memory. If I'm wrong, I've got it plastered all over the screen what the correct answer is. And the Grand Hall is themed after Aladdin, and you know, not the light, airy, whimsical princess theme on the Wish. So that, I think I could totally get on board, even more so with the Treasure whenever I get the opportunity to cruise on her. So wrapping this up, like, I feel so clunky. I feel so awkward in giving this review because I don't want to make it sound like we had a bad time, because that is not at all the case. We had an outstanding time. It just doesn't match my vibe. But that doesn't mean I'm not going to have fun, because wherever I go, wherever we go, we bring the fun. And we're always going to have a good time. I'm going to finish up this run, get these 4 miles behind me, so I can think about and focus on the next miles for the next one. I'll see you in a few to say farewell. And we are done with our 4 miles tonight, and that wraps up this conversation on the Disney Wish. So I want to hear your thoughts. I want to know what you think about the Wish. Everybody has their own opinion, so I want to hear from you in those comments down below, because that's where we can really let loose and give our unfettered opinions, is in text. I want to hear or read what you have to say. And if you say something, if you leave a comment, I'll reply. I'll give you my 2 cents. But we're not going to belabor that anymore on the video. So thanks for watching. Remember, subscribe, like, tell your friends, leave a comment. And always, always be a good human. And see you later, everybody.